What's up? It's Destiny back again for another video, and in today's video we are going to discuss some things that happen on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Yes, y'all know every so often I touch on things that are kind of popular or buzzing in social media, real world, and I try to bring it here so that we can have a discussion. But before we get into that, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, okay? Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and be prepared to leave a comment at the end of this video. Now, I don't know if you watch Housewives or not. I don't know if you even know what Housewives is. The Real Housewives of Atlanta is a reality show that is based in Atlanta centered around women who are housewives, have been housewives. You know, they have different professions, but that is the basis of the show, is like showing their day-to-day life of being a wife or a girlfriend or a ex-wife of someone. And they're primarily pretty wealthy. They have status in the community and in their neighborhoods and things like that. So they're all prominent type of people that people may know. One of the women who has been on the Real Housewives of Atlanta for a while now is Miss Kenya Moore. Now, if you know anything about Miss Kenya Moore, you know that she was like the it girl. I would say she still is. She's very beautiful. I love Kenya. I'm going to say that now. I love her. But she was one of, not the first, but I think maybe the second Black Miss USA. And that's major for us. And I think she won that title in the 1990s at some point. But if you look at those old music videos, old movies, Kenya Moore's in them. Waiting to Exhale, Kenya Moore. You know, she's in these movies and, you know, we know her. We know her, okay? Now, there is another lady who is on the show, Brittany Edie. I don't know much about her. She is a new girl. And mind you, I had taken a break from watching all the Housewives, so I've been binge watching and I'm up to date to this current season. So she is a newer girl, and her and Kenya have some back and forth. For whatever reason, when Kenya first saw her, she commented on her wedding ring and asked, where's the wedding band? You know, some people saw that as shady and maybe thought that maybe that interaction fueled the interaction that I'm about to discuss with you. Now, I want to know your opinion. Honest opinion, no biases aside, but I want to know how you feel. What are your thoughts on this? So the ladies went to a dinner. They had a sit-down dinner. I don't even know where or how the conversation went left, because I thought they were having a pretty good time. You know, of course, there's going to be shady comments. That's kind of what they do. But as they were leaving the dinner, Kenya and Britt, they call her Britt, so I'm going to call her Britt. Kenya and Britt had a back and forth, just kind of out the blue, in my opinion. And Britt mentions, I'm going to get my pistol, or if I had my pistol, something to that effect. I even went back online to try to see the written transcript of what she said, but I couldn't find it. But she kept making mention to her pistol and in a threatening manner towards Kenya. And so Kenya kind of ignored it, and she told the other girls, Portia and Shamia, she's like, can I ride with y'all to my car? Because she's talking crazy. She's talking about a pistol. I don't feel safe. Her man is here, or her bodyguard, whoever that was. And Kenya was just like, she doesn't feel safe. And so they were driving off, and the girls were like, what? She talking about a pistol? And she's like, yeah, I don't feel safe, you know. And so they just rolled off and went on. We don't know what happened after that, because, you know, production can be shady in the way that they cut and edit stuff. So I don't know. The girls that she were in the car with did not give much of a alarmed response. They're just like, what? A pistol, huh? Kenya was afraid. Now, to give some backstory, Kenya was in a DV relationship, domestic violence relationship with, I can't remember his name. I think it was Matt. I don't remember his last name. Sidebar, I met him at Essence Festival, and that was so weird. And I was side-eyeing him the whole time, because I'm like, you're abusive. Like, this was many, many, many moons ago. But yeah, Daniel was probably like about 10 years ago, child. But anyway, so she comes from a violent situation. She has came on the show where she has to have things in place to protect herself. Cameras. I think she has a firearm. You know, stuff like that because of a situation that she was in. So, of course, if she's hearing buzzwords like a pistol when you're having an argument or a disagreement or not seeing eye to eye, that would be alarming. That can be seen as a threat. Leave in the comment section below. Do you see that as a threat? If you're having a conversation with somebody, a heated one, back and forth, you're not in agreement, and they mention a weapon or a firearm or I'm gonna get somebody, do you see those things as a threat? Let me know in the comment section below. So, moving forward, Kenya Moore, well, Britt they show her. Again, it could be edited to be shady. We don't really know. But they show Britt talking to someone else and they're like, girl, you was wrong for that. And so she seems remorseful. Meanwhile, Kenya is like, this wasn't cool. I don't appreciate that. I don't want to be around her. I have my hair event, but I don't really want her involved no more. So Kenya Moore has this event at her new salon for her hair care products and things like that. She invites all the girls and Britt shows up with flowers and a card, and Kenya is like set off by that. She's set off. She's like, no, you could throw those away, throw away the card, and then so Kenya proceeds to bring out these big old poster cards as she is discussing how she was threatened by Britt and you know, how she did her own background and research on her. And she pulled up these big old poster cards that had images on them. The images were blurred out because they were explicit images. They were images of Britt in compromising situations or situations that you would not want blasted to the world or to anyone else. Images that should have been kept between her and her significant other. Also images about the surgeries that she had on her body, cosmetic surgeries and things like that. And so, you know, everyone was like, oh my God, I can't believe you doing this to that girl. And a lot of the ladies had a lot to say about that. And I know that people call it revenge, you know, the other word that I can't really say. It's revenge such and such, and that is a crime. But so a lot of the ladies were very vocal about, you know, Kenya, that's distasteful, that's tacky, I don't want no parts of it, I'm not participating, blase blase. But nobody came to her defense when she told them that this girl threatened me with a gun, and she has a gun. So all in all, production ended their relationship with Kenya Moore. She is no longer a housewife with Bravo under the Atlanta Housewives of Atlanta franchise. They fired her for the revenge. And I'm gonna be honest, we've seen a lot of things. If you follow this show or shows like this, you see a lot of foolishness. You see a lot of things that's like, that wasn't cool. Why is production letting this go down? That wasn't cool. Why didn't production step in? Why do they still have a peach? Why are they still involved in this? There have been many situations from various people to where you would have those questions, but this is where they draw the line. But nothing was said about the girl who made a threat to her, but because she showed some pictures that, I mean, where did she get the pictures from? I don't know. Surgery pictures she had to get from the doctor. The explicit pictures, she had to get it from the leak, because how else would she get it? You know, unless it's on the internet, and I don't know, because I'm not searching that type of stuff, but it makes you wonder. And so I just kind of look at Andy Cohen, because he's the producer and all the things of the show, kind of sideways, because it's like, this girl was threatened. That was not cool either. Should Britt be sat down? In the church, we call it sat down when somebody is doing something that they ain't got no business doing. Oh, you got to be sat down. Should Britt be sat down for making threats with a firearm? Should Kenya really be fired for showing those images? Let me know how you feel in the comment section. I'm going to let you know right now, like I said, I'm a Kenya fan. This is why I wore my dress. This is my little Miss America dress. Paying homage to Miss USA. Sorry, Miss USA, Kenya. But I take threats seriously. If you threaten me, it's a problem. Like when Shorty was like, da-da-da-da, oh, this is your only and final warning. You cannot step foot on this premises. If I see anyone around here, repercussions will be taken. You will be facing consequences and repercussions. So I don't play when it comes to threats. I don't think no one should play when it comes to threats, because you really don't know where someone is mentally and emotionally, and you don't know what they're capable of doing physically, and you don't want to wait until it's too late, baby, and then you call 911 and they're not coming because ain't nobody coming to save you. So I don't think that Kenya should have been fired. I don't think what she did was right. I don't think showcasing someone in intimate, nefarious situations or things pertaining to their personal surgery, cosmetic, or whatever, I don't think that should have been done. But you cannot dictate how somebody responds to an offense. She was threatened. This was her response. Can I get mad at her for responding? Absolutely not. Would I have responded in that same manner? Absolutely not. But this wasn't my situation. We don't know where Kenya's mind really was. Should Britt have made those threats over a simple disagreement? No, because it wasn't even that serious. Should she face some form of consequences? Absolutely. Because if you make a threat in real life, outside of production, you're going to face consequences. Either that person is going to take it as a threat and do something first, or they're going to get people involved. The law. Okay, so I don't agree. I don't agree. I think what they both did was ridiculous and unnecessary, to the point that maybe they both should have been suspended. But for Kenya to be completely fired from the show, I personally don't agree with that. I personally don't agree with that. I don't know. And I don't know. I guess because the way that society is, they see revenge as more, I don't know, more, what's the word I'm looking for, y'all? I don't know, more detrimental than a physical threat. Because what if something would have happened to Kenya and her daughter or her house, and, oh, we don't know how this happened. Y'all do, because she's on film saying where her pistol at. I don't know. Tell me how you feel in the comment section below. I said how I feel. You don't have to agree with me. I don't think there really is a right or wrong answer in this situation. That's just strongly how I feel. And even if it wasn't Kenya, if it was somebody else, you don't threaten nobody. And maybe that's just because I come from the mindset, you meet a threat with a threat. You not finna threaten me and think it's cool. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know, but y'all let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you even know who I'm talking about? Do you even know what I'm talking about? Just let me know in the comment section below. And as always, if you love someone, tell them I love you all. Stay dangerous.